This is Hervé from Comic Bopin, filling you in since 2002. I got really excited about army building with Valaverse action figures. They're the perfect green shirts, especially the Delta Troopers. I bought this guy and I wanted to buy a lot more. He's the perfect build to get regular green shirts to go against your Cobra forces. The sculpt is perfect and you can use alternate heads with those characters. I started buying troops, but then this happened. One of the heads got broken from one of my troops. This soured my entire relationship with the line. I rarely break action figures. I'm extremely careful with them, especially Action Force action figures. I always put in hot water before trying to do anything with them. I'm a hardcore believer in having army builders that are multi-ethnic. And this is one thing that the Valaverse Action Force generic troopers offered. They even come themselves with two different heads, but you can change them with compatible heads easily and have a multi-ethnic army. I already do this with my classified action figures. With Valaverse Action Force, the perfect heads are obviously Power Rangers. Now, I'm not a Power Ranger collector, but the heads are just right. They just fit, and they're the right scale. Some Marvel Legends will fit, but not all of them. And to have the right type of face, you need to look a bit more. So, Power Rangers are perfect action figures for that. If you want to get a whole army. I wanted to get more Delta Troopers and even other characters from Action Force. I'm very careful right now, and I'm reconsidering continuing my collection. Yes, I've only had one figure break on me, but I've also had one figure break on me from all of my collection since I started collecting again in 2020. I've got hundreds of Marvel Legends, NECA, Star Wars, and of course G.I. Joe Classified. The only figure that broke on me so far was an Action Force. I knew about the problems with the line, but I was hoping that this latest batch didn't have such brittle plastic. I did get a replacement from Valaverse, but because I'm in Canada, I had to pay for the whole shipping myself. In essence, I paid for the figure since the shipping is the same price as a new figure. I paid for a whole new figure. I guess if I had been in the United States, shipping would have been free for me, but it was not. Little things like that can sour how people feel with a line. I've had a few problems with Hasbro action figures in the last few years. Nothing broke, but a few problems with packaging and so on. Hasbro just sent me replacement. They didn't ask me to pay for shipping. Of course, Valaverse is a smaller company, so for them shipping a whole action figure to Canada costs them a lot more money. But it might cost more when the customer is rethinking collecting the entire line. It's not a popular thing to say in Action Force circles. Everybody wants you to hush down on the problems with the line. It feels almost like it's a cult often, where you cannot say that you have a problem with a product and the customer gets blamed for the product which is not up to par. And if you say anything negative, they call you negative, of course. And they say that you're just trying to damage the brand, that you're Hasbro shield, and so on. That's not the case. Look at how many Action Force action figures I've got. I really wanted to get into this line, but now everything has been soured. Yeah, just one figure broke. I will try to fix it. There's ways to fix these things. It's a bit more complicated. It takes a lot of talent to do that. But in the future, I will be very careful with thinking with these action figures. I've paused the broken figure since I'm so afraid of touching the other ones. I'm afraid that they'll just break on me. So they're very versatile. They can do a lot of things if you want to pause them and use them in action shots. But for now, I'm going to be very careful and not play with them very much. I don't want them to break on me. This reminds me of NECA, but NECA got better. Hopefully Valaverse will also get better.